Once again, in Psalm 9, we are given a Psalm of David, though we are not sure the timing of it, but whatever's happening, David is in distress from the enemies that are pressing down upon him and upon the Old Testament church, upon Israel. And so we will note three things from this psalm as the enemy gives him distress. First is that he praises the Lord. He calls God's people to praise, he himself praises. Why does he do this? Well, one, it gives us a nice respite from enemy attacks when we are undergoing the deep stresses of life from those who do not like Christians, from those who do not like the church. When Satan and temptation are all around us, we can go to heaven to worship, to take a break, to remember what our eternity is going to be with God when these stresses of life are over. It also gives us a deeper trust in the Lord. When we go to him immediately, we are reminded that he is with us and that we can trust in him in these times of difficulty when the enemy is upon us. And then secondly, David turns to the judgment of the wicked, that justice will be served, that they will be judged, that they will fall down in the presence of God, that they will not be able to stand in that day of judgment. That though they knew God, they forgot God, but God has not forgotten his people. And those will be judged, such that man is not to pursue his own vigilante justice, but rather he is to trust and rely upon the Lord, which leads even to the third point of this psalm, is that we do have a hope and an encouragement that God will take care of us, that the Lord will be a refuge for those who are oppressed, for those who are needy, that man will not prevail against the church. It might look like that, right? Maybe you won't lie, or you won't go to certain establishments that would be improper, or you're tempted to do these things by others, and you're fighting an enemy that doesn't like Christianity and hates God's law, and maybe it causes you to not get the promotion that you would want, or the friendships that you want, because you won't participate in the gossip or these certain things. But we know this will not last. Even if man, what is man? But man were to destroy the body, he cannot destroy both body and soul. We do not fear men, we fear the Lord. Christ himself is the perfect embodiment of this idea. He feared the Lord, he trusted in him, even in the face of injustice, even when the enemies were literally killing his body. But he feared the one who would destroy both body and soul in hell. And of course, it is Christ who then paves the way for his bride, those who trust in him, through his own death, through his resurrection, to be focused more on the city of God, that place of eternal worship, where there will no longer be enemies of the church, as Christ has defeated sin and death and Satan, so that the enemies no longer press down upon us. And that is what we trust in. That is our hope. These things on earth are but temporary. Eternity is much longer and much more beautiful and less worrisome and less distressing. And there is no distress in heaven. So we look to that great city of God while living in this city of man.